It's actually cold here. Kind of crazy. I checked a few minutes ago. It is 45 degrees outside. Which is, no, it's not that unusual. Just a little bit. Just, my toes are cold. What is up, everyone? This is Do Coffee with Soul. I'm your host. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Oh, I had to get started, right? We're going to chat. We're going to talk. But I first want to look at the no healer run. It is a thing that I've been doing during this expansion where I tell the team we're going to go into the raid. We are not going to have any healers, and we're going to deal with it. Mostly by using gimmicky things that that the game has given us. So, first time we did it, we had Cersei Circle. It's like, hey, that was cool. So we did that, and then we smashed a lot of Nurubar Palace, not all of it. You know, we get as far as we can, basically, on Heroic. And then with Undermine, we did not have Cersei Circlet, but we just dealt with it anyway. No, I think we waited until the what's it called? The Delve Belt became a thing, and so we used both Cersei Circlets, which was, you know, becoming weaker, but then we used the Delve Belt as well, and then we went as far as we could. I forget how far we got. I don't think we got that far because we just didn't give ourselves a lot of time to progress through. And then last night, since this is a holiday week, we typically raid Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I called off raid for Thursday, and we just raided yesterday and just did the no healer run. And we got, I think, 5 bosses down. Yeah. So we beat Fractalus. We skipped Soul Hunters because there's a lot going on, and there's dispels that need to happen, and we just can't do it. so after one pull, we like skipped that. But we got Fractalus down with no healers. So it was fun. Like, it's a fun little thing that we do. It's kind of pulling teeth whenever I try to get the team to do it. But once we do get around to it, people have a good time because we're just like smashing stuff. And some people brought alts, and some people they brought characters that they're not really used to. So while the DPS could have been better, like, we performed pretty good, and it gives a chance for people to get, like, you know, to get 100% parses and stuff for healing at least. And this is very neat. You know, obviously I'm the big influence here because, you know, one, I just tell them what to do, and two, because of how I play, you know, I just want to play a little bit differently and try and you know, just do random stuff. So let's see. Turner did really good because he was using both as a rep paladin, he was using both the Mana Sprite and the healing trinket, Lumithar's Living Silk, which I believe is a haste trinket, if I recall. It's an on use, so if timed correctly, it does a lot to absorb incoming damage for at least a couple of people, including the user. But for the most part, Cersei Circlet and the belt are something that I told the whole team, yes, you must get on, or you must have both things if possible. And if you can get like those 2 trinkets, then that would help. As a prop paladin, of course, I was top healer like the whole way through because I have like all sorts of external healing and you know, self heals and all that stuff. Creator did good as a very geared DK. I think Grim, my co-tank, I think he just wasn't taking enough damage to really take it to really like parse high. Like, as a DK, you have to, you know, you got to be taking a lot of damage in order to actually use your healing. So even though he's like not very geared, like, he just wasn't taking enough damage. This is the Defentis normal, but I haven't looked through this yet. So sorry, you're gonna suffer through this. So yeah, because I haven't looked yet. But let me at least say hi to people. Good morning to Huddle Jump. You're the first person to say hi. What's up to Red Panda? What's up to Arcadius, to Arumus and Fell, and quiet crowd tonight. Who else we got? I think there's some names that were missed here, because I think I saw yeah. Why are some names missing? But yeah, what's up to Thundering Horde? Hey, thank you for subscribing, by the way. Much love, dude. What's up to Valen? And to the rest of y'all, the beautiful digital smiling faces who will be joining us throughout the day. Is the YouTube stuff working? No one from YouTube said anything, so I hope that people are on, or hope there's no problem with the stream on that end. But anyway, hope everyone's doing good. There you go, Chungus. Thank you for being my sanity check. YouTube is running. Okay, so how do we do on Fractals? So 100% me, 100% Tierna, 100% create. So typical stuff. 100% of versus as well. Not bad. So even with the healing only like this, he still got 100%. So it was really the ring and the belt that were bringing it home. And it's funny because like the way that it works in practice, you know, when you're watching, you're seeing the meters, or you're seeing the health bars dip, but then everyone's meters is also like slowly going up because everyone's doing like a little bit of healing. Obviously, some people are doing more than others, and some people, they have abilities that are just inherently like strong. So like in this case, the Shadow Priest, they're using their Halo to provide like a good chunk of healing to the raid. So they're popping that stuff off on cooldown. Paladins sort of have something passive with what's it called, Light Bearer. Light Bearer does a little bit, but largely what a lot of the team has to do in these sorts of runs, they need to be a lot more aware of what's going on, because while there's constant like passive healing happening, and there's a little bit of spot healing coming from folks like me and maybe a couple of other people, they have to be really aware of incoming damage, dodging stuff, avoiding, trying to take care of avoidable damage, because no one's going to save them. Chances are no one's going to save them. So I find these runs like a lot of fun. It's a good teaching tool, but also it's more like a look back, because we do it when we're like way past progression and all the buffs are in and it's otherwise like not so bad. You're planning to come, pal? It's all right, dude. Not everyone can make it. What's up to Blue Kyot? What's up to 92 Jimmer? And what's up to Forlina? Let's see. What was the fight that was like really dangerous though? I think Soulbinder we wiped on. No. No, it was Soulbinder that we wiped on. I think we just couldn't handle it because people were kind of slipping. So look at that, rank 1 on the planet for healing, for Prot and Reds, for that fight, and obviously because no one else is covering the healing. Oh, a lot of people got 100. See, Dreamheart did, Mort got 100, Creator got 100, Reverse got 100. Yeah, lots of hundreds. It's kind of crazy that some of these people are just 99. So they're like really up there. Let me look at the actual rankings and see like if there's like any difference. So you can see like the damage is just like blah, but then dropping healers that just makes up for it for the lack of damage that we're doing. So rank 1 for me, rank 1 for Tina. So that's lame. Rank 2 for Mort, rank 2 for Ebb, and way down there for like the hunters. Although Ebb did really good. What happened to these two guys? Like, were they missing stuff or something? I think they might have been like missing gear or something like that. Oh yeah, I took him to Turok. Yeah, normal's just the warm up. It's just like the quick like things to remember, like, oh, we don't have a dispel and things like that. So it's just kind of a jog through what's going on. I was even a little bit worried about Pluxus, because when he does the pushback and then everyone's taking some pretty heavy damage, in order to proc the belt and the ring, you need to actually do stuff. So people might be doing some off healing or what have you, but for the most part we need to like bust our ass and get back to the boss. We can start fighting, and then we can start replenishing each other's health. So I'm doing a lot of, so when I do this, I'm doing a lot of spot healing at the time. So let's see, for healing things. So even with Plexus, I was not 100. I wasn't rank 1 for that first fight. But let's see, Mort did, Versus did, Cherna did, Creator did. You kind of see like the trend of like who like does exceptionally well with the healing. And in this case, everyone did pretty good. I think some people like, maybe some people might have died on that one. There was who is it? Lumathar. Lumathar was very sketch too, because you know how towards the end of the fight you have to do. Everyone's got to share that poison damage, and everyone's just like, oh shit, you know. So that gets really nasty. Rank 2 for me, rank 1 for creator, 1 for Tierna, and then more. So they did really good. Although they could have done, I guess somehow they could have done better. Yeah, only $1.25. And then things like kind of go down from there. Some people didn't have like a powered up ring and all that too. So like that's not a huge deal. But let's see. So Leech happened to be creator's top heal. Interesting. I didn't realize that Leech was like that big of a deal for Frosty Case. Apparently it is. I mean, at least for the self healing. But it's really the external healing that saves the day. And otherwise, it's healing that would go to people that other people would not get. So, so actually, I didn't do a whole lot of external healing here. No, yeah, I did. I did a lot of logs to people. Yeah, so like, let's see, 66 million to Mart, 56. I think, let's see, where's that one thing about damage taken? How does that work? Friendly fire, I think. No, not friendly fire. There's a thing. How is Fell Rush? How is that tracked? I'm not quite sure how that's tracked. Any housing visits today? I don't know. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. I'm still kind of like brainstorming in my head the whole system to set up, fix. So I want it to not be convoluted, but people are gonna have to sign up, and then we need to do like this whole. I mean, we'll have to see once we get into early access. Maybe once that happens, then I'll kind of rethink again like how the system's going to work, because some of the features we're not entirely sure about. I'm not entirely sure about. You know, the intent is, hey, as long as you're friends or as long as you're in a party or raid or whatever, then yes, you'll be able to easily visit other people's houses. So I think battle tags will probably be the best thing, where I'll temporarily like add people to the battle tag, and then once we do the whole thing, do the recording and all that stuff, then I'll stop, and then I need to decide like maybe a day that I would just do. Okay, we're gonna spend all day looking at houses and blah blah blah. Let's go. And then even after that, it's going to be, you know, on my end at least, it's going to be a number of days or longer between doing the visit and then it going on, and then it may be going on to a video. So there's going to be a whole thing, a lot of decision stuff to make. But as for today, we're still just kind of playing it by ear, and we'll see where my mood takes me, really. So we'll see. Fell Rush. How do I just want to see. Okay, so let me focus here on let me focus on Mort here, because I want to see like the damage he took from himself if it shows up. Okay, so Burning Rush, Fell Rush, Jesus, dude, that's the Demon Hunter thing. Okay, so I think he has it running like the entire time, right? Okay, not the whole time. I think in normal he just left it on. Let me see. So yeah, here it is. Like, yeah, Burning Rush for frac. Like, he just has it running like the whole way through, and that's fine, because there's so much passive healing. I'm not gonna notice too much. But then that's a way to pad the heals too. So I accept that as a parsing strat, you know. Which was Forge Weaver any sketch? Forge Weaver wasn't so bad. It was no, yeah, it wasn't so bad. Actually, what felt odd was the damage was, even though we dropped healers, the damage felt pretty low. So let me look at damage real quick. So who are the people who were like not my normal DPSers? So Starfall, that's an alt, but he did okay. Gothica is an alt, did all right. Versus is an alt, although it versus heals, so that's the best I can really get from it. This is an alt. This is not an alt. This is an alt. This is kind of an alt, and this is a healer main. So yeah, I guess damage just happened to be low for that fight, because you gotta zip around, you gotta kind of burst those tower things down, and the phase felt long, which is good for padding heals. It's good for that, but it felt kind of scary at certain points. Still though, a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. Shotgun first spot. Yeah, good luck with shotgunning. We'll see how it goes. I can't sleep the night before. Big fun going out of town to visit family. So I'm already on my 3rd cup of coffee. Damn. That's a lot of coffee, man. So I'm doing just little like just some light resource gathering today, and just kind of poking around, seeing what do I have and where. And then that way, like, I'm thinking to myself, I want to do a video that is kind of a here's what you should expect / be worried about when housing drops on Tuesday. Just kind of a warning. Talking about, and I want to talk about like potential problems, what's likely to happen. Just to kind of temper expectations a little bit. It's still exciting, don't get me wrong, but I also want to mentally prepare people to be like, things might not work out the way that we want. And there's also a lot of how do I title this? I also want to frame it as like, here's what is happening, here's what's not happening yet for housing, so that way you guys know already. You guys aren't going to be surprised on Tuesday evening when realms come up and you're like, wait, we can't do such and such? No way. So I want to prepare people for that too, in like a separate video. I'm still going to do like the usual Monday thing where I'll talk about, hey, here's what's happening in the patch. Look, flying changed. Yeah. So that sort of thing. And then a basic getting started guide for early access housing with a lot of assumptions of what'll work and what doesn't. So that's the plan for the rest of the week / the holiday. Once we're done with all the festivities and the turkey stuff, then back to work. So does housing drop on the 2nd? Yes, it drops for it drops for everyone in a certain sense. People who want to build a house and do all that stuff, like you need to have pre-ordered. However, you can still participate. You can still do things like collect decor, or you can at least, or you can interact with decor and sell it, make stuff to sell in the auction house, what have you. So all that stuff will happen for everyone. So I'm going to try to make those distinctions and all that. Is the wood gathering in all expansion, or just a few? When I tested it, didn't see it in some places. It should be in all expansions. Yeah. Should is the word. But yeah. And that's the other thing to point out as well. Like, this is early access, so this is something that they've never done before. You know how we often joke, oh, we're beta testing the live client, yada yada yada. This time we are definitely like doing an early, we're kind of testing. We're testing the waters in this early version of housing. If you thought it was bad on right now, oh man, see what happens when they actually do it. So I want to see what I have access to. I've been stuck in the Where Winds Meet. I have no idea what that is. Thought the Net Elf and Blood Elf outside would be released on Tuesday, but I doubt it. I think they did say it in some tweet somewhere, that no, it's not going to happen. I think it was in my thread actually, but anyway, no, it's not going to happen. I mean, they never said it. They never said it was, you know, but I guess they officially didn't say it wasn't. It just kind of speaks for itself because we didn't see it on the PTR. We haven't even seen it on beta yet. No, we're not going to see it suddenly like be launched without testing, which sucks. Yeah, I get that, but oh well. You could always just focus on the inside. I mean, I'm wondering what is this. I'm not even quite sure what this, you know, I'll hop onto the PTR because someone said that there was an update, and I'll take a quick glance at stuff. I haven't seen anyone say anything on socials though, so maybe nothing happened or no one cares, which is pretty bad. And then I think there's some missions I already have running from like oh no, I need to go turn in my things. I need to get some herbs too. Dude, it's too much stuff. Even with the garrison stuff, too much things. Just assumed it. Yeah. It's a safe assumption. No, it's not going to be ready. But people have been asking as well. They're like, "Yo, they said they showed it in a video, but no, it ain't happening." Plan is to grab a plot and then work on Pandaran heritage armor. Yeah, like first thing I want to do is hop in, make the guild neighborhood, secure my plot, and then I'll watch as the guild like hopefully does what they're told and, you know, goes into the plot of their choosing. But I also want to take a look and see if there's anything about what's it called, guild management, or neighborhood management, because I have yet to see anything about that, which is a little worrisome, but we'll see. Oh, why am I doing those work orders? I forget. I don't think there's any reason for me to get secrets of Draenor blacksmithing or whatever again. But let me go get me some herbs too, since I can grind those down for inks later, or dyes, pigments. Goodness, man. Am I going to do any more house runs on beta? If my mood brings me to it, yeah. I haven't quite developed for myself that whole, okay, let me switch this on and off. I kind of need that in order to like really get into it. If I feel like I'm forcing myself into it, it's not going to be good for anyone. You know, I'm not going to have fun. Audiences are going to appreciate it. Stream is going to, you know, they'll be able to tell. So when I get into a mood, but like I said, I gotta like get in the zone, lock in, that sort of thing. Guild Lemon did the first, second, third choice method. No first choice conflicts happened. Nice. Yeah, we did first and second, but there's only, you know, I think most folks in the guild, they kind of understand that some people are just more passionate about housing than others, and so they're like, you know, it's not a big deal. I'm just going, you know, I don't even know what I want yet, so I'm not going to bother reserving a spot. I'm just going to wait, let people claim what they want, and then we'll step in later. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Yeah, guild's pretty chill about it. You know, I'm preparing myself for like a possible conflict where like someone just like kind of jumps in, hey, look, you know, let me claim this plot, and then it happens to be taken by someone else. So that's why I hope the neighborhood management stuff is in fact working. Otherwise, I don't know how to get someone out of I don't know how to kick someone off a plot. It's like if I kicked, maybe I can test this out with multiple accounts or something like that. But like, what if, you know, if someone takes a plot and I need to kick them off, the easiest thing for me to do is to tell that person, hey, can you move your house? It sucks that you're gonna have to pay gold, but you didn't look at all the things that we've been saying and all that. But yeah, you need to move. That's the easiest thing to do. But what if they don't want to move? I mean, that would be very uncharacteristic because people in the guild, they're just not really like that. But extreme case, like if I kick if I kick that guildie, is that enough? Or do I need to kick all of their alts too? Because technically all of their alts are in the guild, you know, and they might, and I don't know how many alts they might have, but they would still technically have it, right? So do I have to kick all of them? I'm not sure. Are you not looking to get layers? Well, there's not enough of us, straight up. Like we're not a huge guild. Yeah. So I'm not counting on. I'm definitely not counting on people. You know, having so many people that we end up increasing our layers. So. From what I saw, the primary user is the main owner of the home, so it may work. So I'd have to like, so I just gotta kick like the person whose name is on it. That might do it. Okay. If that's the case, then sweet. Yay. Okay, so I don't need to do the seed things. Oh, it's puppy. Okay. Can I pet him? No. But all. Yeah, I better be able to spawn this motherfucker inside the house at some point, too. Like, yo, hook me up. Okay, so then here, I think yeah, let's hop on to the Peter. Let's get over there. And hopefully it's up. Housing's gonna kill guilds and friendships. Nonsense. It's gonna cull the weak, and then the strong will stand strong. Whatever. Just like our house. Yeah. That's what my guild leader is doing with the house voting, but you're right. I wonder, imagine guilds will argue, but our guild has 4 layers. We think I have 5 layers for a guild. That's a lot of people. That's cool. Yeah, we're like, you know, we're small, intimate guild. Like at some point, we had like over 30 something people coming to trying to get into Narubar Palace, but that didn't last long. You know, people eventually dipped out. But now we still field like a roughly 20 or so. It depends on just who shows up. That's all. This is the GM, I believe. And you know, without knowing what the features are, they haven't. There's some stuff that was data mined about changing the state of our neighborhood to be open for public. You can kind of make your guild into public, but I don't know if you can undo that state or not. But they haven't talked about it, so I don't think, you know, whatever that function is, I don't think it's going to make it for early access anyway. So there's not much to talk about there. Okay, so this is my shit. This is all normal. Ignore list. That's all normal stuff. But now I would like to see if there's any way I can like do stuff to people in the neighborhood. So, who are these people? Sure, whatever. Let me find a house. So here I am. I'm just gonna go to the map, find someone's house, and that didn't do anything. So let's go to that dude's house real quick. Creator, what's up, dude? 18 months! Yeah! Thank you, dude. Nice healing, by the way. Good healing last night. I didn't realize that Frost DKs did so much leech. That's cool. Okay, so here's the house. And is there anything I can do with it? I go here. Nothing happens. I can report it. I'm not going to do that. And then this is Skriosta. So let's find a Skriosta. So here's Skriosta. Add friend, promote to GM, view houses. View houses. Here's the house. Can't do anything here. Can't even visit the house, even though it's right in front of me. Okay. Sure. What about... Oh, they closed the thing. Oh, the dashboard is still closed. Oh, fuck me. Okay, well, that sucks. Well, that's gonna restrict my ability to test and explore things. So here's like the board where I can like see the people in who are on. I can report players from here. But that's it. That's all I can do. Almost a roulette now that Mog set costs 3 times more than it costs. Actually, they made an announcement on that. So it's going to cost, I would say, 1.5 times the amount now. Something like that. So, you know, it's still more expensive, but it's still doable. I think what I'll just do is I'll just retime the roulette. I think it's every 10 minutes or so. I'll just change it to like half an hour or something like that. It's no big deal. Oh, you know, someone towards the end of stream, there was someone who was talking about the Transmog stuff, and I didn't get a chance to respond. So they said there's no consequence for changing our mount. Why don't they charge us for that? And that's a good question. Why, you know, how come? And I remember in my commentary like months ago, before we learned about the Transmog changes, I was like, yo, dude, why is it that we have all these mounts and pets and titles? We don't pay money to change our mount. You know, imagine that if we had to go to an NPC and talk to that person and then change the mount, the mount that we get onto, or if there was like a stable or something like that, we have to pay to do that. That would be pretty shitty. Now, there is an answer to that, and it's not a very satisfactory answer, but we have, like, when we get a mount, we own that mount. You know, we have it. There it is. Cool. And then we just choose from our collection and get that mount. Same thing goes for titles and pets. We have this magical bag with all of our shit. It just gets sucked in there. When it comes to appearances, when it comes to gear, we can do that too. Hey, we just have the gear, you know, so we can always switch to that gear if we want to, and then we'll have it. As long as we have it in our bags, and as long as we don't mind fighting in that gear, because we'll have the stats of that gear and all that. So that, you know, that's kind of the distinctive thing, is that it's both a cosmetic and non-cosmetic thing. You know, there are two components to gear. Now, what Transmog is an NPC service, and I think that's something that we kind of forget about, and something that, you know, maybe if we want to talk about that, maybe that should be the conversation, maybe that should be the direction the conversation should go, is that transmogging is an NPC service. And we pay NPCs to do this magical thing that otherwise we as players cannot do unless we, again, want to just swap out our gear from our bags, which we can do in most cases, but not in every case, because like trading post stuff, that just goes directly into our collections. So we can't do anything about that. So what should be done instead? Should we change the way cosmetic things work, and should we go back to the days of hoarding all of our gear in case we want to actually like change to these all the time? Because hey, technically those are free. Should we have something where we take the gear and we have like another kind of like, you know, this more tangible storage where we have a certain amount of slots, like a void storage again? Should we go back to that? I don't think we should. So instead, we pay for the service. And I know that's not something that that people agree with, because, you know, they want Transmog to be free. I get that. You know, that's the TLDR of that argument. Make it free. Everything else is bullshit. But I don't think it's bullshit. So, and I just disagree. Oh well. I'm surprised one of the turkey mounts isn't from this year's Pilgrim's Bounty event. I mean, didn't we get a free one anyway? From the trading post, so I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, I need to go get those backpacks. Maybe hopefully I'll get around to it. They told us we didn't need our old gear, and I removed it because the service was available, so I don't have any of the old gear. I don't mind paying for the service, but the cost was insane. Does Mr. NPC want to go and kill Demencius? I'll stand in the town and drink. Yeah. Yeah, there's like some backpacks. Hopefully, if I remember, I'll get around to doing it. But anyway, as for guild stuff, without being able to do the housing dashboard, oh boy, okay. I'm just gonna send how do I describe this? I'm just gonna air this out. No. Okay, I'm not gonna try to reach out to a dev. Because I expect we're gonna get patch notes at some point. Hopefully now, soon. Do I need people to log on to it? No, I don't think so. I mostly wanted to check if the functionality was there at all, but unfortunately, without the housing dashboard, I can't really tell if there's functionality that's missing. Because as far as I know, so the build for the PTR is 64587. Oh, this one is further along. Okay, that might help. So let's double check what's on the beta. Yeah. Maybe it'll give me more information, but I don't know. We'll see. Did the engineering crafted deployable Tower Ranger also cost gold to Transmog? If so, it kind of breaks the NPC service argument. Yes. It costs gold to Transmog to do that too. Too bad. Rip to that one, by the way, because once they came out with a trading post version of it, it's like, oh, now that one just feels, now that just feels bad. Did also consider fornicate yet? I have no idea. Good morning, Zabrik. And the other thing to point out is, like, we've been not okay, but we've lived with Transmog for like 14 years. You know, we just kind of deal with the cost and have accepted it. Now all of a sudden it becomes a conversation. I mean, it should be a conversation. Well, to me, it became a conversation as soon as it broke 1,000 gold. And at least in my opinion, having it scale with the expansion and scale with item level, that doesn't feel right. I feel like the cost shouldn't change. I feel like it should just be the same cost, like, period. Or like maybe the way it should work is this guy. And like maybe the way the transmog cost should work is, I'm just gonna throw out numbers. Let's say it costs 2,000 gold. Let's say, yeah, I just want a round number. Let's just say it costs 2,000 gold for like every slot. All right, all the slots together, 2,000 gold, and it's always 2,000 gold at max level. Right? If you're not at max level, then that cost goes down by something proportionate. That's it. That feels like the easiest way to go, because that way, from now until the end of time, it's always going to cost at most 2,000 gold for like an entire ensemble change. And it's always going to cost a little bit less for everyone else. And then it just stays like that. Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise, the player economy is going to determine. It's a better way of determining like how inflation works and all that stuff. But having something, yeah, it's their attempt to make like this kind of natural progression of inflation. But I don't think that doesn't feel right, because it's not based on anything except for like the repair cost of gear, and I don't know. I just don't buy into that. I was honestly fine with the cost of slots, as most people would have been fine with 5-ish, but a cost of set change. A cost of set change? Bought the dark version of the shield yesterday. Nice. It's only a big news article because most streamers were throwing around the 800k cost for all the slots and on Ultimate. That's now account wide. No, I agree. Like, oh, I can't do roulette here. No, I do agree. Like big voices, they'll definitely like suck up all the oxygen, and like when you put out the Wowhead article that throws, you know, headlines do that, which is unfortunate. And ideally, you would have someone present this in a more measured manner. It's like, okay, here's what's going on, guys. Here, you know, it's going to cost this much here, and then this much here, and this much here. And you can still come to the same conclusion, for sure. But then people lead off with that, but then they don't quite get like everything, and then it's going to be up to the individual person to actually read the article and understand everything that's going on. And people are just tired of that. They're too tired to do it. Did someone tell you, Soul, you missed the plus 50 carry one runs outside? No. I mean, I wouldn't have been around for it. I had to work. Wonder if Blizzard was thinking they needed to get a high to eat up gold because a lot of new patches introduced a new currency tab to get rewards where previously was just repping gold. Nope, I don't think it's that at all. I think they just decided, hey, let's throw out some prizes and then see what happens. That's it. You know, it's like when in their shoes, I would have done something remarkably similar to that, because I could be like, okay, guys, I'm gonna sit down either by myself or with a small committee of people, and we're gonna take a few hours out of our day or whatever to talk this through and debate it, get all our thoughts out on the board, come up with ideas, workshop some stuff, and then see what we like once we settle on something. Or we just like throw out a number onto the test realm, onto the PTR, and then we'll let the fans just kind of like, you know, we'll just put blood in the water and let the fans like help to dictate that. And then we'll look at the pieces and we'll respond from there. And in the meantime, all of like the headlines and the negativity and all that stuff, I'm just not going to look at it. I'm just going to wait for the community manager person to collate all that data and the things and the conversations that have come up, and then we'll let them spit it back to us, because I don't want to deal with the negativity. I just want to make the game. Let's go. So that's what I would do. And maybe you'll hate me for that. But yeah, I'd rather leverage feedback early, rather than pretend that I know exactly rather than use up a lot of dev time trying to come up with an idea that players are going to love or whatever the first time around. It would be a waste of the beta, right? If I were to treat the beta like, oh, this is the pedestal with which I will present all the greatest ideas in like one shot. If that was the intent, and if that's what players expect, then why even have a beta? If they just expect the devs to come up with like the best shit the first time it's debuted to the public, like why even have that? So it kind of sucks, because the consequence of that, it's something that we feel because we expose ourselves to like these headlines and the feedback and the forums and the social media stuff, and they, I'm sure they look at some of it too, but I think largely they're probably encouraged not to, because it's kind of a waste of their time. So I don't know. That's my whole thing on what is the point of beta? To get feedback, nice and easy. Don't worry, more plans on setting up a stream day carry for a stream day to do it. I'm that bad, huh? I'm that bad. Yeah. No, no. I think that is it. I think they use bank slots as a model for the new Transmog system. I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. They used the bank slots as a new model. I heard they're dropping the actual Transmog set prices by 60% though. Yes. It's like their tier list of damage they think they ever want to see, which we could measure how much Wowhead's list feed into the whole prejudice sum applying group finder. Hi, Ann. I've got to level 5 with housing, so I have the big square room and the night room if you want to see that. If you want a video for the channel. Level 5, nice. That's a lot. What was that? I forget. Like, didn't you already have like a decent level house already? And maybe you went the rest of the way with just like finding and collecting stuff. So. Very good point. I think people forget the point of the beta being utilized for ideas like that. Like, I say this every now and then. No one really likes to hear it. Some people just can't emotionally handle a beta test because they'll react as if, oh, this is how the live game is going to feel. 4 months from now, I'm going to react now and quit or something like that. Some people just can't handle it. Sorry, they just can't. I wish I could make my weapons invisible so I don't have to carry a staff or shield around the house or wear a backpack to hide them. I really don't want to walk around my home with all that on. That's a good point. Some people, they don't want to, they don't want to do that. And the best thing, the only thing you can do really is have a hotkey set up for some macro that unequips your current weapon. But then there's no dynamic thing for that. You know what I mean? Unless you set up an equipment set, but then that introduces like another level of complication. Yeah, that'd be like the one thing. Blizzard added a report advertisement feature in the group under for people selling runs. I thought that was already a thing. Was that not already a thing? Okay, anyway. Why else am I here? I wanted to double check if there is... I don't have a guild. Do I? No. I have no guild on the beta. Well, shit. Well, in that case, panic. Well, let me see if there's anything here. So just this, Endeavor. Oh, I do have the guild. I did make a guild. You idiot. Which character, though? One of my characters has a guild. Oh, boy. I thought it was this guy. I think it was this guy, though. Yeah, let me see. So, I do have a guild. My memory is all sorts of fucked up, man. Jeez. Okay, so do I have any controls at all? So this person has a house. I see no controls here. Permissions denied. Excellent. House settings, permissions, no changes there. That's the, I don't know. I think this is just, I don't know what that button is for, really. Don't know what that does. Anything in the dashboard? Nothing in the dashboard here that indicates any controls. House finder doesn't really do anything. I can go to the yard. I can see available plots. It shows me available ones, but then that's it. Excuse me. Let's panic. I'm not seeing anything. How many raid tiers would it cost to have dyeable armor? I think, I think we're starting to see, like, there are challenges with that. And I'm not going to care about the challenges, whatever. I think when they do finally implement it, though, it's going to be one of those features that is like, okay, cool, we have dyeable armor going forward, right? But I have serious doubts that they will do anything with legacy armor. because that suggests, oh yeah, sure, we're gonna go through thousands and thousands and thousands of sets to to make those dieable. Sure, no problem. No, I doubt it. I have a feeling that it's going to be like, future stuff, and it's going to be treated, differently. One of the things that I kind of worry about, though, are with dieable armor, is it's going to eat up a lot of resources, I think. Like, during the whole process, they would need to decide, okay, how many channels is this dieable armor going to have? It's going to have like this shirt segment, and then this other segment. It's gonna take much longer to turn out more armor. So I have a feeling that one of the challenges they want to get through is they don't want to release less armor overall in WoW. They don't want to restrict the art that they put out, and maybe they haven't gotten there yet. And the tech needs to be there too, right? They have to develop that. But I think they also want to have like a process where it's not like, okay, guys, we have dieable armor, but we're not going to have tier set. We're not going to have class sets anymore because that's what it takes. Like, I mean, really, think about it. Ask yourself that. What would you rather have? Dieable armor? Would you rather have class sets or dieable armor? Because maybe at the moment, there's not a world for both. And I need to go to the bulletin board. The base template for what I'd like for Legacy gear is no more complex than the Guild Tabber, which has also existed since vanilla. Yeah, but then they would also need to go back and do that thousands and thousands of times for every chest, every set of bracers, every set of boots, and all that stuff. I just don't see them doing it for Legacy stuff. Oh, there's a thing in here. Oh no, there's nothing. Wait, so what is supposed to be in here then? Oh, it's probably the juicy thing as soon as we knock out the Endeavor. Which, okay, now we see something there, but I don't know what it is. I don't see it. No! Rather have dieable armor. Class sets are a hit or miss each tier. But here's the other thing. What if the dieable armor sucks? Then it's like, oh no. So think of Battle for... So I guess as an example, think of Battle for Azeroth. When we didn't have all the class sets. We just had, cloth, leather, plates, and the other one. The one no one likes. You had those... You just had like the 4 armor types. And then that was it. And then you had like... and maybe those would be dieable. Would that be okay? And I don't know, because it's art, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh man, this set that came out, it's fucking awesome! I can dye it. This is so great." And then other people, they're gonna be like, "I could dye this infinite number of ways, and it's still gonna look like shit. Fix your game, Blizz." We're 100% going to see like this uneven split of reaction for that. And it'll kind of suck, but yeah. So Endeavor, I don't know where controls are. Do I want to reach out? No, I won't even get an answer anyway. I won't even get an answer that I can share with people. We're just gonna have to wait and see patch notes, because there are things that don't seem like they're gonna be part of early access. That's like, oh, this is and okay, let me look at the whole neighborhood thing again. So if I go to info, guild settings, and if I go to rank permissions, There is this thing called the neighborhood manager, but it doesn't do anything. I don't know what it does. This is the only evidence of the existence of neighborhood managers, that there's a checkbox. If anyone happens to know, let me know. Explain to a noob, how exactly can I level a house? Yeah, I can answer that with a tooltip. House XP is earned by completing endeavors, endeavor tasks, and in the context of early access, collecting the core of uncommon or better rarity for the first time. So basically, find the core during early access. That's going to be the way to do it. And the way I'm going to frame this to the audience is, there is in order to gain XP, obviously there's going to be some sort of time commitment you're going to make, but you want to ask yourself, do you want to make the kind of commitment that just takes time, or do you also want to throw down a lot of gold and resources for it as well? Because one way that you get some of this uncommon decor is by completing quests, earning achievements, that sort of thing. And by doing that stuff, you're going to get decor. It'll just be given to you. When you get that decor, that counts towards the XP. So you get one for free. It's not like, oh, I completed this quest, I got this achievement, and now I can go buy it, or now I can, go collect it or whatever. No, it's just given to you automatically. So you automatically get that experience so far on the PTR and the beta. So that's my confident assumption, that you'll get that XP right away. So that'll be what I recommend to folks. Just do old content, blast through, do some zone stuff. There's an add-on called Homebound that helps you track all that stuff. So I'll be recommending that for folks too. I mean, I think I talked about that in the Monday video too. Crafting weapons does it too. Crafted weapons, things you buy from vendors, all that stuff works. And when you do a mouse over, you'll be able to see, like, hey, there's a first time collection bonus, and then you get some housing XP for it. But personally, I don't recommend doing that unless it's something that you want. Unless it's something that you plan on using, don't bother being like, oh, here's this rinky-dink shelf that looks like ass or whatever, but I'm gonna get it because I want that 10 XP. Don't do that. I recommend not doing that. It's not worth it. Happy Turkey Week to you, dude. Public neighborhoods are having endeavor set by server, but private is the manager. Yes, but I can't do anything. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Okay, someone said talk to the steward. Steward! I want to see other neighborhood options. I want to kick people. No. Nope, that didn't do it. Can't select existing houses. I can only select houses that aren't occupied already. I deeply regret not doing the Alliance side quest in BFA. I have to go back and do them. I haven't done it myself, but I'm not really missing out yet. Is there no options in the guild and community? No, nothing that I saw there. So open, oops. Open guild. Here I am. I see nothing here on this side. If I select someone, so I can view their houses. So like here's their ranking thing and the notes, but it doesn't give me any of their options. So here's the house. I can't visit the house because everything sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not a thing. But this is on beta. For all I know, there might be this version of beta just doesn't have it set up, but the PTR happens to. But that kind of like sucks. So achievement points, profession, applicant history, plus rating, nothing there. Perks, nope. Info, nope. And the guild drop-down menu? No, these are just like channels and stuff. La 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 la. See if it's under keybinds. Press key to kick someone out of house. That'd be hella funny. with a single keystroke, you are dismissed. So says the HOA president. Oh, might as well look. House. Let's see. Editor, advanced, customize. This is all the UI stuff, all the UI stuff, all the UI stuff. Nope. Nothing there. What about select them on the bulletin board? Let's look. Here's the bulletin board. Here are the people with the houses. I select and I can report player. That's it. Report myself. I can't report myself. Ooh, yeah, can't do it. Yeah. So I guess there's nothing. Chaos reigns. Day one of housing. Yeah, so I don't know. What options are there? Oh yeah, I'll be happy to show you. So we have name, and that's it. I believe there's a different, there are different options that are available. So like if I go to someone's house, so I think, where's their little nubbin? Yeah, where's the nubbin at? There it is. Oh man, it's like right up here. So if I go here, I can report the house this way. So I would need to like go over, so I can report like something with the decor. And I think I can do that inside as well, where you just need to go and find the thing that's offensive. You do a thing to take a screenshot, and then there it is. It'll take that, and then it goes off to Blizzard and have fun. So that's it. That's all we got. I think check buttons for the community manager window. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Mana. That's cooldown manager. Neighborhood. Block neighborhood invites. Block neighborhood invites? Is that a thing? So I can... How does that work? Is it like a guild invite? Hey, come and join my neighborhood. I don't quite know how that will work. If you're on beta and want to check out the dark room, you can just add me and check it out if you want. Oh boy. I think I might need to... Don't I already have you on the thing? If you have a charter neighborhood, you can somehow? Oh, so it works for a charter neighborhood. Google. Midnight neighborhood manager. Okay, so what does this guy say? There are no tools for regulate or adjust plot costs. What the hell? Okay, that's fucked up. That would be fucked up. That I care about. That I care about. So is that all they can do? They can just change the endeavor? I can't even do that really though. Because if I go to endeavors, yeah, I can't do anything here. And when we were able to test endeavors, there was only just one choice, or just one selection. Like, that was it. So maybe that's the extent of what I'd be able to do as a neighborhood manager. But like, that's it. No, I just didn't. I just tend to not look at the chat there most of the time. Sorry, MBK. The mob soundtrack has me nostalgic for non-wild times when I listened to the CD in the car with family. The CD, what did I listen to in the CD with the car with family? Bryan Adams and Michael Bolton, all day. We'd go on, like, 2-hour drives to see relatives. What would be playing on the super fancy multi-disc changer? There'd only be one disc in there. Or two. There would just be those two guys. And be listening to them for hours and hours and hours. Am I looking at the Alliance or Horde Endeavor? Now, this happens to be the Alliance. So if I go to the Horde one and then I make it active, so now I'm seeing this one. But, yeah. No difference there. Can't do anything else. So... did anyone take a screenshot of that? Wow, Midnights. I see no immediate screenshots of neighborhood managing stuff. UI. No, if it's UI, then it brings up all the add-on stuff. Oh no, that's not gonna help. Yeah, that's not gonna show me anything useful. Shit. Oh well, I feel kind of boned there. Damn. Oh well. Okay, so. Did I need to do any collecting? I don't think so. I mostly wanted to do the garrison stuff. So in that case, let's look at a house. Preferably someone whose house I haven't seen before. So I want to try to avoid repeats. I want to try and avoid repeats. First come, first serve. Whoever hollers. But yeah, preferably someone whose house I have not seen before. Now I'm counting on chat to sound off. Sheesh. See what I mean when I say I need to like have a system, like little sign up sheets, and then I'll just kind of go. Don't have to wait for any prompts. You offered? I think didn't you just start yesterday? That's brave. That's brave. What realm are you on, Panda? Guild UI has a special UI to manually control neighborhood membership, manage membership, remove player from the guild roster to automatically remove from the neighborhood. That's it. Alright, just invite me to party. I'm on Soladin. Or give me your name, and then we'll do a visit. Are you able to swoop around Valkia's neighborhood? I think I might have something there. Or I might have a character in one of their neighborhoods. I just don't know where. I can't just go there though, because I would need to join the guild to do that. Alright, so just one. Let's go. Yeah, I would need to at least get an invite to the guild. That way I can at least head over and just visit anyone's place. All right. All right, today, or this time, I should say, we're going to take a... Actually, I need to hide my character first, doofus. Do I have it set up here? No. All right, today we're going to take a look at Panda's Hood. We'll see what's going on here. So we start off with Ding Dong, which is cute. And I believe they said that they only got onto the beta yesterday. So I think we're seeing a lot of experiments to start off with out here. Just lots of placement of things to take a look at things, to, you know, just kind of take a look at what they're capable of. Some of these things are, I haven't seen. I think these are all like order hall related stuff, which are quite expensive. I think most of those go for about $5 grand if you want to lay those down. But then that's for additional ones. Once you have the first one, then you'll be able to, you know, buy more for like $5 grand a pop. But at least the first one's free. And now I need to find the front door. So let's take a look, see what's going on. All right, so we're greeted with a wall. All right. Just a wall. Not even a door. We're just trapped here now. Good luck, dude. But we do have an illuminated dragon, and you know, let's check things out. Sneak our way in. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of decor that I haven't seen placed before, because this just looks like mostly a house of experiments. So we have another order hall thing. Yeah, it's another one. Yeah, it's another one of these order hall things, plus books, to give this kind of like creepy vibe. Like I walk in here, I'm like, is this guy just a fan of like all these? This is like a celebration of their travels, or otherwise, hey, these are the things that I have unlocked so far. We got yeah, so more like a museum or a gallery of stuff, but it's all shaped in a cool way. Oh, I like this. That, you know, that's kind of cute. So they use this as just like a door. Instead of having like the big shelf and making it as a hidden thing, they just kind of like they're kind of pretty plain with making it as door. Oh, then they were just watching. That's kind of creepy. Okay, so how does this close? Does it look okay, so it just looked solid there. So I came in through here. That was the door. It looked closed off, but it's actually not all that closed off. Love the pipes though. And I think this is the is this the BFA one? No, this is something else. I think this was used for an Onyxia tail, right? Yeah, cute. Short and sweet. It was from PvP? Oh, you know, I think that was. I think you're right. Yeah, that's a cute start. Thanks for showing me, dude. Alright, so... I don't... Okay, let me see if I do have a character in one of the WoW Kia layers. Let's see. How would I know? I don't know how I would know one way or another. Actually, okay, what server is the WoW Kia guild on? That'll help. That'll help narrow it down. If y'all happen to know. On, well, Haldren server? Is that what you mean? Just invite me to a group. Okay. So it's on Haldren, though? Cool. So this guy is good enough. I sure love paladins. They're okay. I mean, it's not even so much I love paladins. It's like, I mean, there aren't any other classes anyway. Oh, Lorthamon? Okay, I'm on Haldren. So I need to switch to a Lorthamar person. Sorry. This person. Alucien. Hey, it's getting warmer now. Yay! Ooh, it's not getting that much warmer. Ooh, that hoodie is just really warm. Okay. All right. Thank you. And let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Do 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 do. Oh, I still have the inky black on. I guess I'll leave it on for yeah, I'll leave it on for now. And we'll see if that like screws with me or not. All right. So we are, oh shoot, I don't have a name. Okay, so we're checking out Ray Hunter's place now. I do happen to have the inky black potion on, so I don't know if that's going to like distort my impression of the house. That, yeah, it might kind of ruin the vibe. But let's take a look at what's going on here. So we lead up, I'm not familiar with this plot over here in the Horde neighborhood, but the way it leads up into, you know, kind of a dead end. So this one is a lot more cut off or a lot more isolated from the rest of the place. But, you know, I'm going to turn this inky black off because this just doesn't quite work for me. Yeah, I think we have a better idea of the intent when we're here. So, oh, I didn't realize that there was also a Wyvern flight point thing that's set up. That's sick. That's already like hella cool. So we're still working with a limited budget on the outdoors, but clearly they put a lot of time collecting stuff that you don't quite get normally. Like some of these things, I think they're grabbed from like certain factions, certain vendors, and they really wanted to take some time to put all this together. So we have a lot of like pet related stuff here. We got doghouse over there. We got dog bowls plus the fountain to show us like stuff that's going on inside. You see, this is one of those automatic, you know, fountain things that circulate water for the pets. That way the water's like always clean. Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful. We got chickens over there. They're doing their thing. And let's keep looking around. Huge cobblestone steps. And then we got our mailbox leading up to the entrance, but let's see what's going on here. Dude, we got Onyxia for lunch. At least that's what it looks like here. So we're going over to this massive, it's not even like a table. It's more like just like an altar. But it just kind of gives us an idea of like what's on the menu. And I did not realize that there is a rack that holds like fishing stuff. I'm trying to see, like, yeah, I didn't know that this was a thing. That's cool, because we're seeing fishing rods from like different areas of WoW, and I have a feeling that that's just like one rack, right, that shows all that stuff. Otherwise, that's hella cool. And now we have this gazebo to like just kind of chill, veg out vibe. And curiously enough, just a big old fountain that's chilling here too. You chill here, stare at the spinny things, listen to the water. Behind it is a waterfall. If you want to be excessive like that, very cool. This is very relaxing up here, and I really like the touch of having the incense burner right up there too. I like that. Along with the along with how it's dressed up with the extra greenery. I think one of my, I think one of the things I'm really into is the way that the walls are set up, you know, with the doors. And hopefully what I'd like to see in the near future are, you know, sets of doors that have even handles. So that way we don't have to deal with the whole, okay, this is upside down or something like that. Or if they just give us separate assets of like, here's the left door, here's the right door, whenever we want to create this whole vibe of, okay, we have like the double doors, because it's a cool effect to have. All right, now let's head inside. All right, so we're greeted to a door and more fish. Dude, this is a very fishing house. Was there a door? Yeah, so this was the way in. No need for a door. All good. So as we go in though, we are greeted to immediate, ooh, a lot of work went in here. So we're immediately going into this, into a staircase sort of door. Or, I'm sorry, to a staircase sort of room. And we gotta click this to see what's going on. There's a little hidden nook under it. Oh, that's cool. There's so much time that went into this. Even something like this, which is, I believe, I don't know if this is like a Legion asset or this is something that's just kind of sitting upside down or not. I think it kind of is. It's a little hard to tell. Yeah, because I can, okay, I don't know if this is intentional, but I know I can click it and then just like the animation there to activate. Okay, this is cool. Let me put this thing back down, because I think it's more intended to be like here, to be like, okay, so this is like an overhead, like a desk light, but also I'm reading like secret stuff, right? But yeah, let's go into the hidden room. I want to see what's going on here. So now we have secret stuff going on. Okay, this is where all the naughty things happen, as in like spell magic stuff. What a fire hazard that would be. I think yeah, like what can we do here? Like I love the green glow though. I think later on, maybe if I did have the inky black potion on, then it would create the like this really spooky, scary vibe instead. That'd be sick. But otherwise, we have large person, large book. Actually, never mind that it's large. Someone else is writing on it anyway. Which I believe this is from the recent Silvermoon Endeavor, I think, or something crafted. Hell, we have a book that's reading itself too. Here, can I sit on this one? Okay, cool. Do I always sit the same way? I think I always sit the same. Yeah, I always sit the same way, which totally works. Because like if I show myself, here, let me, yeah. Cool. I sink in a little bit, but that's all right. All right, moving on. Hugely detailed room. I just walked in. Man. All right, let's head up. We've got a landing for people to lounge as they journey on their way up. Cool artifact. And now, okay, now we have like this, we have a lot going on here. Because as we're climbing up, okay, they created like this other kind of landing sort of thing here. This is cool. So normally, like this just kind of extends out a little bit more up to the end, but no. Let's add some more stuff here. You know, so like there's like the railing for the stairs, and they just kind of cut that off to create this sitting area here. Very cool hangout spot. You know, and then check out the fences. Like, you know, they worked the fences up here. So like, this is really tasteful because here's like the half fence without the pole, I believe. So it extends out, and even though it clips, you know, not a big deal. Still really tastefully done. Because you don't want to fall. That'd be kind of like unsafe, right, guys? All right, so over here though, at the end of this spot, so we have like this kind of rock facing stuff that kind of comes out along with the water. Oh, that's hella cool, dude. That's hella cool. That's a good effect. Yeah, it's really hard to tell that yeah, it's just very, very convincing. And you have a thing to sit. Yeah, Yeah, you made a thing to sit in. Oh, that's cool. It's like this natural bathtub, but it's not. Unless you're like really cool with like people just kind of walking by and be like, what? What are you looking at? And all that. And then here's the giant toilet paper. I'm just kidding. That was from like the other day when I saw a whole thing of like where the toilet paper, where that was being used for toilet paper. That was hilarious. All right, so now we enter. So we're on this upper level, but now we're in the kitchen. I haven't seen these flowers before. Ooh, that's cool. So we're grabbing food. We're grabbing more stuff. We're watching. Oh, that's sick. I don't know where that fire came from, but that's awesome, dude. So on the one hand, it kind of looks like, okay, this is Anixia just flaming up them horses outside. But in another sense, I kind of thought to myself at first, oh, this is like a restaurant and they're actually cooking Anixia's head. But it's clearly not the case. Okay, so we have 2 doors. Oh, this is sick. That's dope. So there's like a door for like the furnace. Oh, that's sick. Can I kind of go inside? Oh, that's neat. That's a cool vibe that's being set up here. Nice. That's really smart. And so many parts that are put together to make this. You know, along with the walls that are being put up there, you got these beams to help create this effect. And this is just the doorway, and it's being closed off by what looks like just like a plank, followed by the trophy here to create this. That's neat. That's really neat. I guess this is the better way for it to come out, because like I guess you can, yeah, if you were to try to make it come out the other way, then it would obscure what you're trying to see here, and you'd have to be like, oh, I have to like look down there in order to see what's going on. So this works out great. I want to see small doors, Blizz, or like half doors. That'd be sick too. Give me half doors. And then here we have the magic pantry, powered by Monowell stuff. These are a lot of these. This is actually, budget-wise, this is very expensive. These things cost, these things really eat into the budget. And we closed the door. Oh no. But yeah, awesome. Awesome pantry. It's a fridge. That's what's happening. You gotta have like the cold stuff like come through. Otherwise then what? Let's see, we got a sink. Yeah, I like this. This is cool. All right. So beyond the food stuff, we're back to another kind of loungy area, which is looks like this is like a half room, so it's being extended out a lot. Oh wow, this is cool. This is a very extensive room. So let's see what's going on here. So we're eating. And I believe these cushions are extra. Those doesn't just come with that stuff. And we have, I think those are little tables. Yeah, little tables and barrels that are used for plating, which is sick. You know what's missing? Those little racks, because we've seen it a number of times. Those racks of like spears or whatnot that are used as utensils. What we need though, we need some of those things that are just kind of like sitting. That are just kind of sitting on its own. So, and it looks like there's an announcement for an expansion stuff. But we're in the middle of a house visit. We can't interrupt that. No way. So, we're back here, and we have trophy-looking things too. We got the wyvern and the eagle creature, griffin. Sorry. A little bit of an homage to the factions. Appreciate that. And then in we go to a somewhat empty room, because I have a feeling that we're running out of budget. And this is a cool starting setup here, though. We got like the double bunk beds. Oh, that's cool. We have a huge bunk bed, and it's really built up. And this is kind of like a barrack sort of feel, because if we have these shelves and storage areas. Yeah, this is really cool. This is really, really well done. I like how everything just kind of like, how it all pieces together. And there's something really cool. And we are so not done yet. So now we have, oh, this really natural, dude, this is just like a collection of like just really awesome rooms and builds. Dude, this is hella cool. So we have these windows that are coming out, letting lots and lots of light in. The tree that goes up, I don't even know if there's like anything downstairs to suggest like where this thing came from. But we have a really well lit room, and I think we have some like secret doors and stuff. We have these not so double doors. Oh, and creatures inside too. Nice. So good, dude. But they're like, let me out. We want to fly. Too bad, buddy. Too bad. Let's continue the exploring into a door and a door. So I think this one is to be continued. All right. So not that way. We will return. All right. So we're being led to this next room. Now here we go. The bathroom. Heck yeah. Dude, we got a huge tub. You know what that means, right? It's for animals. That's what it's for. Large animals go into that tub. And here's the personal tub. Do we got a clicky thing here? Oh, okay. I think we can click and go in there. It's just that you can't see my model right now. But yeah, cool bath though. Cool bath. And it's like, okay, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on with all these rooms. So we walk in, you know, big tub and everything, vanity and what have you. We have, of course, the loo, and we have the grinder. Okay, this is inventive. So this time it's the grinder that's being used. It's just been flipped upside down to create that sort of thing. Now, of course, if I'm sitting on the loo and I'm like, all right, let me get the thing, it's on the wrong side. It's like, no, I want it on this side instead. But then it just doesn't. But then that wouldn't flow very well. You know what I mean? Because you want to have it in the corner if you want to like throw your trash in it and all that stuff. But this is still really good. I like this one because they took. It looks like they took a number of things in order to create this effect. What I find hilarious though is that it's like it's a shelf, so it's like you do your business, you're done, and then you and grab stuff. Sure. But hey, you know, maybe not everyone's got like all the plumbing. That's all funny though. And yeah, multiple people living here, one bathroom though. I'm sure it works out. People just gotta walk. They just gotta talk that through. Oh, I didn't notice this thing either. Huge water spout. Because I'm not familiar with like this. I think that's like, I don't know if that's a stool or not. I don't think it's a stool, but no, that's really cool. And it works. It just kind of like works into the wall. So we got like this upstairs restaurant-y sort of vibe thing. Did I miss any rooms? I wouldn't be surprised if I missed any rooms. All right. Very cool though. Yeah, so I noticed that some of the things are cut off. So like some things they are being like kind of obscured. Like, okay, where'd the tree come from? Is there a trunk somewhere? And there is not. So no worries about that. I think we've seen everything though. This is a really, really cool spot. How's the budget? How filled up was your budget for this one? Click on the book to log out of the house. The front door is... Oh, that's crazy. The front door is somewhere in here. That's hella cool. That's cool. You know, and I just noticed too, I think this is a window that's being placed there as well. To give like that further glow. This is full. 1449 out of 1450. So this is a filled out level 3 house. And like there are lots of small details that really add into stuff. So like once it levels up, like imagine later on when this is like filled with shell, you know, this is filled with stuff aside from just like the unicorns and stuff. But there's lots of little set pieces that have like a lot of care that were put into them. Like, you know, little things like this, they're comprised of like so many different pieces that really start eating into the budget when you want to create like that certain effect. And so I think a lot of folks, they're going to be challenged to want to have like, okay, do I want to do like this really, really big spot, or do I want to have like a really tight spot that just has, that has like lots of stuff, lots of little details, and lots of things to, a lot of things to add like personality to it. So thank you, Ray, for showing me your place. This is awesome. In the middle of a house visit, of course. I should have looked at the time too. Well, I had to wrap up a house visit real quick, and I wanted to announce, oh look, Zalatat is so happy. She looks so happy and so excited to share with us. World of Warcraft Midnight goes live March 2! I'm shocked. Prepare to face Zalatat the Harbinger and the Void in World of Warcraft Midnight, launching worldwide on March 2nd, 2026 at 3 p.m. Pacific, which is probably a Monday. Players who have purchased any edition of Midnight can secure housing early access starting December 2nd, 2025. Ooh, they got a trailer thing. Okay, I guess as a courtesy, we should probably give this one a listen. Let's give this one a go. Chat, ready your ears. We're going to play it right now.
I will break your world.
You can't even break one elf.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we got that one. Got that out of the way. All right. So stake your claim with early housing, early access, and come home December 2. With the release of the Warning Midnight Prologue content update, players who have purchased any edition of the Midnight expansion can join a neighborhood, choose a house, and start customizing their home with housing early access. If you don't have Midnights yet, don't worry. You'll still be able to begin adding to your housing collection through a variety of activities or achievements, or by purchasing them from vendors throughout Azeroth. Learn more in our whatever. Okay, what else we got here, though? We have the pre-order stuff. Hey, give us your money. And so on and so forth. Okay, get early access to housing. Put down roots and begin designing your dream home in Azeroth during the Midnight Prologue to Warning content update. With housing early access, you get a special preview of the new feature. Explore, customize, and decorate with a limited selection before the full suite of options arrive with the launch of the expansion. So, we'll be able to, let's see. We're seeing stuff that comes with pre-order bonuses. That's great, whatever. Epic Edition, yada yada, Heroic, Base Edition. We get an understanding of everything that's coming. Sign up for the beta. About midnight. Sorry, I'm skimming now. So I think what I'll do, I'll probably just do like a quick recap of like, hey, it's announced. Here's what's coming, and I'll put that into a video. Okay, cool. Neat. So as for the timing of things. March 2nd. So March 2nd is on a Monday. Cool. February 27th is when early access begins. Probably. Because that's how it usually works. Yeah, this is pretty much in line with what I predicted. So, told ya. Yeah, that's it. I mean, call my excited muted, just because, like, yeah, I kind of knew. So, but hey, set your dates. You can plan your vacations now. Yay! Your collector's edition date hasn't updated yet. Hopefully it'll come soon. Yeah, hopefully it'll like come sooner than later. You know what I mean? It sure is fast. You're thinking. All right. What else do people say? March 2nd, March 2nd, March 2nd, March 2nd. Cool. So keep in mind, the March 2nd date on a Monday, that's meant to be a worldwide release, for those who are not familiar with it. So at 3 p.m. Blizzard time here Pacific, that's when it'll launch, but it's going to be worldwide. So it's going to be a little bit later in the day for some people. For others, it's going to be like actually on the 3rd. The timing is going to be kind of the timing gets weird though, because some people they'll what happens, especially during early access on the 27th, what's going to happen is that the official week of the expansion does not start until the normal reset day of your region. So it's not going to happen until like Tuesday here in the Americas, Wednesday over in Europe. And then that's when a lot of other systems are going to kick in. So as we get closer to launch, we'll clarify. Hopefully we'll get some clarifications as to like what exactly happens and what entails and what are the things that we'll have access to during that time. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Am I hot for protecting my home and best friends with the alliance? With alliance? What? Am I only hot for? I'm hot. No, there's more WoW stuff. I'm excited for everything. But housing is like the thing that's like new. You know what I mean? In UK it means the 3rd of March. Yeah. Got a feeling that I'm gonna farm for housing stuff. No. I have a plan. I have a tentative plan for myself, and I'll be talking about that and sharing it in the weeks and months ahead. But like the short version is, I'm gonna be on my main. I'm gonna slam it just like I always do. I'm going to be up all night, starting at 3 p.m., which is a great time for me to, good starting time for me because it's like midday for me. And then I'll probably play for about 10 hours, 12 hours or something like that. That's kind of the average time it takes for me to level up and get through stuff. Unlike, ever since I'd say Dragonflight. No, I'm sorry. Ever since War Within. It's been a lot more friendly towards the grind. And what I mean by that is there isn't really like a milestone that I need to grind for days and days to get ahead of the competition. And I'm talking about gold making. However, there are things that I'm going to want to that I'll want to stage or have or get ready. So what I'll probably do is get my main up to max level fast. Once that's done, then I'm going to start prepping my alts, start prepping profession alts, so that way I can start pumping out God knows what, as well as doing like some gathering. I want to get some gathering done so I can work on my own professions, because materials are just gonna, as usual, they're gonna cost like a ridiculous amount at first, and then whatever I settle on with professions, then I'm gonna start like working on a whole concentration factory sort of thing, and then hopefully I'll make a few million gold, and then I'll coast for the rest of the expansion. That's kind of how that usually goes. But I think I want to be a bit more disciplined about how I do like cooldowns and stuff like that, because I didn't do a great job with this expansion. I just let myself get preoccupied with like other stuff, and because there's so many other activities that I can do. But I definitely feel like some professions, they take up more bandwidth than others. Like I think alchemy is the easiest one, so far I'm leaning towards that as a potential moneymaker. Enchanting and jewel crafting are always pretty solid, but it's also a lot of like, especially with jewel crafting, it's a lot of investment. I need to buy and procure a lot of materials to grind those down, make stuff. Once I do, then the gold will probably feel a bit more steady. I feel enchanting's easier though these days, especially if the market is like as volatile as it was like at the start. Or enchanting materials, they were fairly easy to get, but they also sold for a crap ton as well. So that might also be like a good long-term thing to do, because then if I had multiple enchanting alts, then I can just use concentration again, learn certain kinds of recipes, and then just every couple of days make a high level enchant, sell it, make money. Nice and easy. So it's a lot of initial investment of time and some resources, but once you have it up and going, then you gain a certain kind of momentum that lets you make a whole lot of gold from just logging in, hitting the button, selling stuff on the auction house, and just making the money. It's pretty easy. Again, though, it has that investment, and some people will be like, "Oh, it feels like a job," and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's a pretty easy job. You just log in, hit a button, and then you're like good to go. So, best friends with Alliance is more of a hint towards it being more heavily Alliance focused. I'm considering most light lovers are Alliance in terms of lore characters. So best friends with allies. I don't really see the whole Alliance and Horde relationship. I don't really get involved with that conversation at all. I mean, it's funny, like we haven't really heard that much about like, oh my god, Horde Alliance bias, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's because Blood Elves are very much at the forefront of the story. You know, it's our capital, you know, so that part's cool. Heavy assumption that Alliance will take over Sylvan. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. I missed the release date about what folks were expecting. Yeah. I mean, I know it's been my kind of bread and butter where I'll bring it up again and again and again. But yeah, late February, early March. I should let my wife know too. And then pre-patch is gonna, yeah, pre-patch in January-ish. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. All right, so yeah, I don't think I can't really shoot a live video, or I can't shoot a video during stream where I talk about, oh, the release date and all that stuff. I mean, I could just record my entire rant, but that doesn't feel right. I feel like it's got to be like a short and structured video where I just announce like, hey, here's what's going on. I pick up a gen on any character I'll actually play. It's very simple to skill up and to dub, and finding gear to disenchant comes easy. Made a lot of gold when I discovered how easy enchanting was late in A War Within. Yeah, it's really chill. Especially depending on when you took advantage of stuff. Like I made some pretty good gold flipping Darkmoon Fair cards because like people were making a ton of them and they were going for super cheap, and so I had a whole bunch of like those crystals, and then you could just take those cheap crystals, use concentration, and then slowly start pumping out like a whole bunch of high level enchants as soon as you learn that skill. And you didn't have to get too far. You had to put some time into getting your skills up and getting enough knowledge points to like learn some of those recipes. But once you're able to get, once you're able to like kind of eke your way to being able to make like a rank 3, that was it. That's all you had to do. Nice and easy. And I expect it to be so. When you consider the changes that are coming to professions, pretty much right from the get-go, when it comes to professions that make consumable things, so I'm talking about gems, enchants, potions, flasks, and all that stuff, right from the start, I think you can immediately make max level rank potions, flasks, consumables, those sorts of things, because there's only 2 ranks to them. So all anyone has to do is just make a character, and then you can use concentration to take you all the way as soon as you learn the recipe. Right? I think that's what I can do. We'll have to experiment with that now. All right, so let's take a look. Probably a question you've answered, but what do you focus when choosing your plot? View, preferred surroundings? What does your macho blood elf require to call it a home plot? Just vibes. 100%. 100% vibes. So for me, it was I wanted to choose the highest point in Razorwind Shores, because that will be how I aim my giant cannon. Because I still have my long-term aspirations to make a big old cannon somewhere. That's the plan. Let's make a new one, actually. Oh no, Alk Tester. How about that? Come see me. Come see me. Oh, like your house? But I'm distracted. I gotta let me do this thing first. I meant on fish and cooking. That's the real strat MO. The real strat is to stay consistent and just kind of like, you know, go forward with whatever your plan is, and preferably try not to actually buy things. Buying things is a very dangerous prospect. It's risky, so gathering basically always wins. Okay, so I'm going to pick up alchemy and pick it up again. And I have no skills, but nope, wrong that, not that one. Those are professions. Why is the housing thing open up? Professions. There we go. So, Midnight Healing Potion. So there are two qualities, good and better. So, right away, I can make some and then just start pumping them out. So I guess this is like the big thing to, this will be like a lot of what I talk about when I sit down and talk about professions. Like, at least with consumables, just use concentration. You know, if nothing else, the whole point of specializations and all that stuff is so that you can maybe eventually reach a state where you can where you can make stuff, or where you can reach a state where you can just make more high level potions instead of just basic potions. So what's the difference here? So 250k versus 200k versus 240k. Not a huge difference, but something that people will pay for eventually. So the strat is, can you make it? Yes, cool. Then go ahead and just, here, let me I don't think I can make low quality stuff. I think the stuff that is typically sold here is like high quality, but let me look at this anyway. So, by the way, thanks to Paul Walker. Rest in peace, buddy. Something alchemy goods. So we'll crack this thing open. All I have are high-level materials, but no skill at all. Now, if I want to make this Midnight Healing Potion with no skill, then it's going to take me like this far. I still need like that much concentration, which, you know, oh no, I can only do like 2 casts, but I can immediately start selling stuff. What do you prefer, multi-craft or resourcefulness? It depends. It depends on what I'm trying to do. If I'm doing crafting orders, I will always prefer resourcefulness because multi-craft doesn't come back to me; it goes to the client. So whenever I'm doing crafting orders, I'll spec or change my parts or change my crafting tool to resourcefulness. Otherwise, if I'm making stuff for myself, I'm going to choose multi-craft like pretty much every time, because the materials that I'm using are probably not going to be good. So, you know, if I'm a concentration crafter for a consumable, I am a multi-craft person, because if I get a resourcefulness proc, then I'll get crappy versions of the vial and whatever resources that I'm using, because I'm using crap, you know, to make gold. You know what I mean? But if I get a multi-craft proc, I get a lower chance of that, right? But if it procs, then I'll get more things to sell, right? The worst thing that happens is I only make one thing. That's it. So multi-craft all the way. What would I shoot at? It's just a massive cannon that fires people into the sea like a massive water park attraction. I don't know. Just something eventually. That'd be the plan. Like, I would definitely want it to have like kind of like a rail kind of thing to it, so it at least looks like it rotates. You know, I'd want to pull that off. So then, yeah, it's not just a stationary thing that just kind of sits there. I mean, looking much forward to midnight. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, shoot. To me, midnight starts next week. You know what I mean? Because we got player housing coming in, and that's gonna suck up a lot of my life. I'm dead. and I heard that I saw that there's like a contest of sorts that's going on. It's kind of weird. So let me go through that article because I don't quite understand what's going on. Okay, I guess it's not a news article. But I could have swore there was like something that they were putting out. There were Warcraft. Okay, so not that. I think it was this one. Oh, it's sponsored by them, so it's not an official event. Okay, never mind then. But then here's what's weird about this. Like, what's going on is no Blizzard. Okay, so Blizzard's sponsoring and everything. Okay, so what's going to happen is that on the day housing launches on December 2nd, there's going to be a stream, and they're going to choose a number of finalists to watch, and we're going to watch these people make a build of some sort. I don't know what, but the thing is, how are they being chosen? I don't know how they're being chosen. Like, because I saw the sign up form and it just said, hey, can you do you want to do it? And like, that was it. There was no qualifiers, and I'm not quite sure how they're going. I'm not quite sure how they're going to be like chosen in the end. But they have to be streamers. I think they need to be streamers. So it feels like there's definitely going to be like some sort of like bias going on. Like, I'm not going to sign up. I feel too shy. I'm too bashful to do it. So good luck to whoever signs up for it. But yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. I mean, rigged or not, the whole point of something like this is to be entertaining. You know, as long as it's an entertaining show that people put on, then great. You know, so it might end up being like between Zepla and Esfand and Annie Fuchsia, it might be their favorite people. And if that's the case, oh well, whatever. But as long as it gets in the views, oh well. Cool. If you can get the Darkling Cannon to add to it, then you can shoot people off. That would rock. Do you know if they'll be simplifying professions at all? I think I just talked about that. So the big simplification of professions is there's only 2 ranks of consumables, which means right from the start, players will be able to make max level recipes with nothing, no parts. You know, they can have crap ass materials. They can have no profession tools. They can have a skill of 1. Right from the start, I can make 10 max level healing potions and sell them on the auction house and make money. I think that's pretty simple. What the specializations do is add some perks to it. Hey, you might make more, or you might get some resources back, or you might be able to do more than 3 casts every couple of days. Maybe you can do 4. You might have a chance for that. That would be, to me, that's super simple. So you don't have to engage in specializations at all. You can have an army of alts, level 1 alchemists, pump, and make high level stuff. That's it. That's hella simple. Gear's different. Gear's different. Gear's a different story. But as for consumables, I wouldn't be surprised if consumables overall are cheaper. And part of me feels like high level materials might be not as highly valued as we think. And it's WoW's fault. Because we're encouraged, and there are so many different systems these days that let us make level up your alts. You can level up so many alts. I can make an alt in 2 hours by doing this. And there's constantly some sort of event or some sort of thing going on that makes it so it's easier for us to have like dozens of alts if we really wanted to. So what do we do with that? Well, we can do something like this and just have like a whole factory of characters. A non-zero amount of people are going to start doing this. You know, they're going to leverage like a whole bunch of their alts and start pumping out like lots of these consumables. And I feel like, again, this is the consumable market we're talking about. I feel like that's going to compromise some of the materials that's being used for these things, because people are going to be like, okay, I'm just going to rely on rank 1 stuff. I don't need the higher rank stuff. That's not going to really do anything for me, because at least with the current system, I'd have to take a closer look. With the current system, if you're just one skill level off from meeting the recipe difficulty, the concentration cost is like huge. It's not like a 1-to-1 sort. It's not a very clean ratio. So if I'm one off, I might still need like, I'm just pretending here, 200 concentration or something like that. Like it spikes like really, really hard. So we'll see. Watch WoW make concentration a warband resource. That was something that I remember at one point I talked about that, where I think people had suggested like, oh, they should just make it shareable across the warband. I'm like, no, don't do that. That's gonna kill alts altogether. Yeah, that would be rotten. But yeah, at the moment, that's not how it is. We'll see like how that goes, and if they decide to like shoot themselves in the foot with something like that. But that would be hugely impactful. But yeah, we'll see. I doubt it. But we'll see. But yeah, it's kind of their thing on like, hey, yeah, they simplified it, but like here's the monkey's paw. Like here's kind of the consequence that that for gamers they might feel like, oh, okay, cool, I can do this, and I don't have to do all this whole mastery thing. I can take this different approach, but at the same time, does that kind of like devalue the person who really does want to specialize, who wants to be like, yeah, if I master this, then I can just pump these out continuously, unlike these scrubs. But is there going to be a real big difference between the person who is buying like the high level materials and pumping versus someone who has 10 alts and is doing the same thing, but with, you know, considerably like cheaper resources? So I think that's going to do something with the cost of materials, and the price of a rank 1 versus a rank 2 material might be closer than we think, or at least much closer than it is right now. But we'll see, because it's still going to matter for gear. The material rank, that's still going to matter, I think. Maybe. Let's take a look. Because as far as I know, gear still has 5 ranks. And the fact that they still have 5 ranks, whether it was 3 ranks or 5 ranks, I don't think that makes a difference. I think it's still going to make the materials matter more for like gear. So let's take a look. All right. So like here, when it comes to alloy, I can just make stuff right away. No skill, no tools. I just have like some skill here. Concentration only asks for $1.78. So I will be here. Do I have points? Let me specialize and stuff so we can kind of like get an idea of what's going on. Something that's tools. Here we go, alloys. I got 10 points. So let's just put some stuff into skill here. So this gives me... oh, it doesn't give me actual skill points. So... Resourcefulness, alloys. Okay, +4 skill to alloys. Okay, so... Never mind that. So I just want to pick this up. So I can immediately learn the spec. And immediately start going into alloys, which is cool. Each point will give me +4 skill. That's a lot. Okay, so we learn it. So now where I'm at on Dazzling, also 220. 220 ask for $1.77. So let's bring this up some. 250, $1.65. So let's I guess I'll just like take it all away because I don't have tools on me. So I'm not gonna be able to see the max. I won't be able to meet the requirement no matter what, because I just don't have the tools. So, but let me pick up something blacksmith. And let's learn. So max alloys, go me. So now I'm at 340. So it actually is going down even further. So it does look like it's going to have a this is a kind of a good improvement. So this does in fact encourage putting points into your knowledge. That's good. Gotcha. Gotcha. Back to the weekly grind, buddies. Let's keep going though. So I'll take it as far as I can. So do I get anything from here? So that's 340, so that should still be 340. Right? Yeah, still 340. Let's see. Probably craftsmithing. Let's see. So math professions +2 something. Ingenuity, resourcefulness, multicraft. Is there a plus skill here too? No plus skill there. So where do I get the rest? I'm at 340 right now. 50 more. Actually, no, that is it. That is everything I need. So let me use the magical doohickey that lets me learn like max skill or something like that. That's somewhere around here. There we go. Oh wait, no, that's for concentration. No, I want the thing that lets me like get to max skill level. I thought it was somewhere around here. So that's the skill of all. Okay, it was the brain looking thing. Yeah, no, I was talking about it a little bit earlier for the... Yay! Okay. Where was I? I was looking at this. I'm looking at blacksmithing. So for dazzling alloys... Oh, yeah, okay, so it still has it at 81. Okay. So I'd have to look back at War Within stuff. But this feels friendlier. Right? Feels a little bit friendlier. Now, of course, this is with good parts. I don't think I can... I don't know if they sell crappy parts here, do they? No, they don't have low-level materials here. It's only good stuff. So if I... Well, what if I just take it out of the recipe? Would that help? Yeah, like if I just get rid of all my ore. So ore and ingots. Shit, Which ore was it? It was brilliant silver. Hopefully this shows me what I need to see. Copper ingot, which is... Oh, I do have one low-level thing of copper ingot. I don't know how I got a low-level one, but oh well. So with crappy parts, it's a buck. Okay, so this does kind of line. This is kind of the same. Yeah. Yeah, the tools will push me to 400. Actually, it'll push me beyond 400, right? Because I think I saw that I was at 490. And the tools, they give me, well, they give me more than that. Now, is that because it's alloy? No, that shouldn't be it. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that so far. Apparently, I didn't look at this as closely as I thought. Okay, so let's grab some more resources again. We look at this alloy here. Yeah, it only asks for 10 more. Of course, this is the beta. So maybe I shouldn't be surprised by this. There might be other recipes that are like a bit better looking here. So like that's gear stuff though. I'm only looking at alloy. I have a feeling that that this will be changed. Like the math doesn't seem right. I won't be surprised if I forgot what the point I forgot how much you get from skills, but it typically wants you to have everything maxed out in order for you to just make things without concentration at all. That's usually how it's works. Let me max these out too, just so we can like get an idea of what the stats are like at the moment. But I have a feeling that this will change. We got months to go. But I think like some of the fundamentals, like and things to explain to people, I think I can probably get something out before Christmas, where I'll just give like initial impressions on professions and like I'll just answer the question: is it easier? Here's why. Or here's how and why. Okay, so 14, 12, 14. That's not bad. It's typical. I think this is like within expectations, I suppose. Rachel, yeah, I think 40 is about right. So like these numbers are way up. Somehow I doubt that I'll be able to get away with just having like one tool and like that's it, or otherwise be able to max out my skill, or max out the requirements without maxing out all my skills. I doubt that's going to be a thing. It wasn't for the previous two expansions. I don't see a reason for it to be a thing now. Yeah. Oh well. Kind of wish I didn't feel personally compelled to take engineering on all my characters, just to use G's and the extra teleports. I mean, it's so good though. It's so freaking good. All right. So that kind of, yeah, I think I can hold on to that statement that yes, professions are easier. Here's why, but here's where they're not. So let's see. So this still has 5 ranks. Yeah. Oh well. Somehow I doubt that we're going to see a world where it's going to only have, well, maybe we could see a world where there are only 2 ranks, but people still wouldn't want that either. They just want the one. Am I ready for March? Yeah, I'm ready. No, I'm not ready. Yeah. Plans are already like set in my head at least, but like I already knew March, or I've been saying March for months, I've been mathing it out. I've been like adjusting the needle here and there. So while I'm excited, totally expected it. So, I think I'm in, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I think you're overthinking it. Just relax. Relax. We know when it's coming, but in front of us we have the holidays ahead. We got like more WoW stuff to do, hang out in. So we'll see what's going on. Dragon, are you there? I wanna make sure I didn't forget about you. I need to know which character do I need to log on to if I wanted to take a look at a house. I might just do one. I might cut out early so I can shoot that announce date video kind of thing. I don't want to do just a live reaction. That doesn't feel right. Because I would just be reading all that stuff and there's like no substance really to have there. Haldren. Okay. Cool. I wonder if free patch comes in January when Remix ends. That sounds about right. Yeah. Either the week it ends or the week after. Something like that. It just depends on how long they want the pre-patch event to be. Alright, I'm on Solabud. Dragon, just give me a name or you can invite my character here. Oh, I need you to invite me. Oh, Alliance side. Okay. In that case, I need to switch to an Alliance dude. Do that. Whatever. It's happening! I'm really excited about next week, dude. Next week's gonna be sick. Alright, so can I view the house? Can I go? Yay, I can go. I wonder what that whole private thing is. The whole permission denied thing. That's a bummer. You know, if I'm not able to visit some people's place. Kind of sucks. Alright. Alright, so this time, we're going to be taking a look at Dragon's Place. Longtime viewer, good buddy, and we're going to see what they got going on. So we're greeted with a fountain that I haven't seen before. This was not hobbled together, to my knowledge. But yeah, that's not familiar to me. I haven't seen it before. But let's take a look at the yard. We'll take a look at the yard because we clearly have like some stuff that's set up. Oh, that's the back of the chicken coop, right? I've been seeing it, but I never quite noticed the backside of it. I've only looked at the front. I got a cool trellis here. What's going on here in the backyard? We've got a flight point, or an egg layer, whatever you want to call it, or a giant chicken. We can call it any of those things. And here we have a place to compose something. Very vibey, very chill, very quiet, and otherwise a place to sleep right next to it, or to rest, whichever. What else is going on in the yard here? Let's see, we got grapes. We've got, you know, kind of a stand. Once all that stuff's processed, load it up, take it to the market, let's go, that sort of thing. I failed to notice that this kind of cart had stairs. So it's not like a mobile cart. It's one that's already like set up and just kind of ready for presentation. So it's meant to be filled with like other stuff, or you have to just kind of stand around, check things out. So that was called a Drainic fountain. Got it. All right. And of course you got to have, so when you have steps that lead to the outhouse, that means you got to go at any time. That's how it communicates to me. You know, if you gotta, you gotta head out when it's dark, this will help guide the way. Maybe that's a personal tip. I don't know. You know, this lot's kind of cool because most of the lots that I've seen, they've been pretty isolated. This one though, it's kind of on a main road and next to like some stuff, so I think that's pretty cool. It kind of makes it look like you know, whoever's here like owns that barn, and then they can do stuff in that barn as well. So I think that's pretty sweet. Are they going to fix long grass? I don't know. No idea. And I need permission to go inside. Whoops. Do Americans go day, month, year, or month, day, year? We go both, and then we just figure it out, because people will say it one way or the other, and then they will insist that one way is superior than the other, but most normal-minded people are just going to read it and then get it. So now I guess it would be kind of messed up if it was like March 2nd, you know, like in this case it's like what, March 2nd, and so the dates are like a little backwards. But yeah, when it's numbers it becomes more confusing. When it's words, just whatever, deal with it. I can't go in. Dragon, fix it. Fix me. Just set dates in binary to be ready for the robot. February 3rd is a Tuesday. March 2nd is a Monday. I guess the big thing is, I think I'd like to think that most folks just understand that, you know, Blizzard's an American company. They're gonna give, therefore, you know, they're gonna give the American format first, unless there's an EU specific announcement, which there sometimes is. And then people just kind of get all super tribal with the whole date thing. Like, relax. Oh well. I think Dragon is not there anymore. That's a bummer. Maybe he was like, I can't watch. just do it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck, so I can't really go any further than this. I'll see if he answers though. Maybe there's a problem with him trying, because I think he just actually just went offline. Uh-oh. Might be screwed. If you want to hear something hilarious, ask Alexa if you're going to survive the robot revolution. It says March something like alcohol, people confused. I don't know, dude. Like I said, I think it's just the whole tribal thing, or tribalist kind of thing. Well, Americans should just do like this and blah blah blah. Doesn't take a lot of extra thoughts. No answer though. Yeah. Denied. Right at the door. No. Oh well. It's a nice front yard though. And very tall, I noticed. Perhaps one day we'll learn what's inside this mystery place. Article title in the first sentence, people are just weird. I'll go with nitpicky. Whatever. Okay, so was there anything else to check out? Not at the moment. Okay, Grim. Alright, so I guess I'm done here. Stop that recording. Alright. So I think I may end up cutting out a bit early. Because like I said, I wanted to shoot a video where, you know, talk briefly about the release date and, you know, what's coming next and what have you. And then talk about like what's next. So I can't get out of here. That's right. We don't need doors here. I saw the video announcement on TikTok, and the video has March written really, really small at the bottom of the screen to where I generally understand why some people are confused. I don't know. I think it's like people who might be new to WoW. So I don't know. I think we're already talking about this way too much. It's just a simple, here's the correction, and that's it, right? I have a singular room you can look at if you want. It's pretty unique. Because I'm just old and don't use TikTok or YouTube Shorts. I'd rather look at articles or long-form video. It's one of those things that 99% of people understand. Would have been an easy thing to avoid, though. But don't they make other versions of these videos anyway? You know, for different localizations, and then that just kind of solves it. So, I mean, obviously it's on the main WoW site, so that's how it is. But then I think people understand too where it's coming from and what kind of date they pull. But yeah, please use text, please. Vishal, yeah, let's take it. Actually, no. I do want to get this out. So if anything, go ahead if you wanted to add me to BattleNet stuff. But then this is the last stream for this week. I am going to I'm going to take the rest of the week for, you know, a little bit of holiday, but also work on video content so I can have some, you know, have stuff ready for launch and player housing and what have you. So yeah, I think that'll be it. I will not be streaming tomorrow. We're gonna have a holiday, and then the next time you see me live, we'll be in the waiting room for 1127 and player housing. I think it was around 2 weeks ago to the day when they first announced player housing. Oh, it's been quite a year for in many respects, but concerning housing, it's been quite a year. Learned a lot. I'm giving WoW players too much credit. I'm obviously very positive minded though, so Crocky, thank you for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Only saw it after Soul mentioned about March was where my question about American dates worked, if it was a day, month, year, or month, day, year. It has not changed. It is still month, day, year. March 2nd release for Midnight WoW. That's right, World of Warcraft. Spent about 20 minutes off in the comments on TikTok, February 36th soon. So here's a question you may know the answer to on your chat. If you have 2 accounts and buy the Epic for both, do you get 2K tender twice? No. You only get one. You only get one thing. Yeah, you only get one award per BattleNet account. That's it. So no point getting another one for your account. Yeah, nothing happens. Like you don't get like double the stuff. So I'm gonna head out. Oh, and Draken just came back. Oh, sorry. So now I feel like a monster. But I am gonna head out. I'm gonna work on that video and try and get that thing out as soon as possible. You guys have a great and wonderful Turkey Day, or days off, however you want to celebrate. And I'll see you guys on the other side as we wait for player housing. You guys have a good one. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always,